Hello, everyone. I wanted to come on and do a message real quick from Spirit. Hello. I wanted to come on and do a channeled message from Spirit. And this message from Spirit may be a little bit different than a little bit controversial. Because this message from Spirit is very much, I want to say, opposing a lot of what we're taught in our society nowadays. Okay, and messages from Spirit are never judgmental. They're never meant to shame you or judge you or anything. Okay, but here's what Spirit wanted me to bring to you today. You have to remember that your subconscious mind is an active creator. It is constantly creating things even when you're not aware. So your subconscious mind starts the magical process, okay? It uses its power of its connection to the ancestral realm. It uses its connection to the astral realm. It uses its connection to your magical core, okay? Because we all have what's called a magical core within us. And our magical core reacts to the subconscious thoughts that we have. So the subconscious thoughts that we have, whether we are aware of them or not, which is why they're subconscious, taps into our magical core and manifests into our reality that which we have in our subconscious mind, okay? So why do I say that? I say that to say this, okay? We are living in a society where our music, our news, our daily content that we consume, that is absorbed into our subconscious mind, is full of sex, pedophilia, violence, anger, and we are unaware how much this is actually affecting what we create into our life, okay? A lot of people are not aware that, like, for example, you're listening to rap, right? And you have all of this sex, pedophilia, anger, violence, speaking negatively of certain sexes and certain races. That ends up causing your subconscious mind to be programmed to think in that way, okay? And then aside from that, you have also love songs, right? You have a lot of love songs that are constantly talking about how depressed and how sad you are, and how you don't deserve love, and how love is so difficult, and how love isn't real, and how love is a struggle, okay? That programs your subconscious mind as well, okay? And then that programs your subconscious mind to think that love is not accessible to you, that love is not something that can be part of your life. And then what happens is that you see this play out in every aspect of your life, okay? So you are then feeding your magical core this poison that creates poison in your life, okay? Okay, so when you have this situation happen where we have the media, where we have whatever television shows we're watching, whatever, and we don't protect our energy, we don't protect our magical core, which starts with the information that we receive subconsciously. When we don't protect our subconscious mind, we then don't protect our magical core, and then we start to see things show up in our lives. We start to see things show up in our lives, and then we wonder, why is this happening? Why am I feeling so angry? Why am I feeling so sad? Why am I feeling so oppressed? Why am I feeling so in this state of lack, right? Because what our subconscious mind does is it takes all the media that we're watching, it takes all the hip hop videos or the music videos, right? All of those videos that we're watching, all of the music. You have to remember that Lucifer was also responsible for creating music. Lucifer was actually the angel of music. Lucifer's name before he became Satan meant light of God. And then after he fell and became a fallen angel, Lucifer, then Archangel Uriel took up his place in heaven as the light bringer and as the music angel. However, originally Lucifer, was the beautiful angel of God that brought healing through music, that brought enlightenment through the subconscious mind. Many people are like, okay, well, if God rules the world, then why does Satan have the ability to influence us? That is why, because so much of the astral realm is actually ruled by Satan, is actually ruled by Lucifer, the subconscious mind, because he was the angel of beauty. He was the angel of light and of the music that we used to listen to, or the music that used to be introduced into the world. So that is why now he's even using music to cause anger and division and sadness and oppression in the human race. So what do? So you have a lot of people that have this beautiful ability to create music, to create something, out of nothing, right? They have this beautiful ability to create sound and create music lyrics. But what happens is that they become so influenced through the astral realm by beings of darkness that then they become conduits of these dark beings in their music. They start to create music that becomes a channeling, just like I'm channeling spirits and angels, right? A lot of singers, a lot of rappers, they become conduits for darkness, even though they do not know it. They might not even be aware of it. All that they're aware of is the fact that they have all of these sexual desires, these uncontrollable, because sex is not evil. What is evil is when you are uncontrollably so consumed by sex, violence, and rage, okay? So these people that are celebrities and that become so consumed by greed and by proving something to the collective, start to become conduits of darkness, and they don't even know it, because they're writing from their own perspective. So artists create from a place of what they feel, okay? So a lot of artists, when they're having this extreme uncontrollable desire for sex, for violence, for rage, they write that, and then that music, and then they put that to music, and then music makes it easier for those things to enter our subconscious mind, because music is hypnosis. It's a hypnotic form of expression, okay? Like I said, Lucifer used to be an angel of light. He used to be the angel of music until he fell from heaven and became Satan. And then you ask me, like, why does that make him the bad guy? The reason why Lucifer became the bad guy was because he tried to override God's desire for humanity. He tried to say, you know what? Well, I wanna do whatever I want with the human women. Lucifer would allow his angels that fell with him to have sex and even rape human women and have these monstrous beings born. So that is why he became the bad guy. It's not just because he didn't want to do what God wanted him to do, but because he started to abuse his abilities and his power as a being that was created by God. And that is why he fell from heaven. It's not just what they tell you in the Bible that, oh, he was a bad guy and he didn't want to do what God told him to do. No, Lucifer lost his power and his ability as a human being because he wanted to be greater than God, and wanted to just abuse the creation that was humanity for his own desires. Lucifer has been loose for 1,000 years as in his form as Satan, okay? And if you notice, in the last 1,000 years, our subconscious minds have been more and more and more and more infiltrated with hatred, division, violence, sex. Hence why over the last 5,000 years, we've been in the beginning of the last 5,000 years, we had slavery, right? But then over the last 1,000 years, slavery expanded even more, and we still have slavery now. In this time, in 2020, we have slavery, we have child slavery, we have child sex slavery, and these things are still happening, and that is why we are going. Remember, a few days ago I spoke about collective karma, and this is why we are going through this collective karma now as well, because we are going through a rebirth. We are going through what's known as the second coming of Christ, okay? Now, whether you believe in Jesus Christ or not doesn't matter. What I'm saying to you is that we are going right now in 2020, we are being reborn. The earth itself is rebirthing itself, okay? And we are going through the second coming of Christ. And remember, a few months ago, I started reading from the book of Revelations. Again, I don't take everything in the Bible to be truth. I told you before, Archangel Michael and I have sat together and have discussed what of the Bible it can be trusted and what of the Bible can be thrown completely away, because it's been put there to control people. That's what it is. That's what the Bible has been used as by the Catholic Church, by these churches that are basically telling you that they're saving you from hell, but in reality are selling you to hell. Okay? So we are going through a second birthing of Christ. This, at the end of this month, in the next 3 months, it's going to get rougher. It's going to get darker before the dawn. It always gets darker before the birth, because this is the moment where Lucifer has been waiting for centuries, okay? Lucifer has, you have to remember, an angel's life or a demon's life is a year in their life is thousands of years for us. So he has been waiting patiently to seize control over the earth. And this is what we're experiencing right now. We are experiencing the fall of Lucifer. We are experiencing either the fall or the win. According to the information that I have, the angels are telling me that they are winning. They are starting to win. They are starting to get ahead of what has been going on with Lucifer's army. However, that does not mean that Lucifer, in his form as Satan now, will not try to continue to collect souls, because that is what he has been doing for the last 1,000 years, is collecting souls into his army. So that way, when we have what's called the time of the purge, then he has an army to fight with him against the beings of light. Okay? So you have to understand that. And if you're going to be spiritually aware of what's going on, you have to understand that there's a deeper spiritual war going on behind the scenes, behind the politics and behind the sex trafficking of children, and behind all of these other things. There is a purge coming. There is a big purge coming. And with the purge coming comes the coming of the new Christ. Okay? They have been talking about this for centuries. However, many people have not realized how they found out religion no longer works. Religion no longer works to control the people. So what do? They realized that the way to start controlling the people was to start putting these messages, these subliminal messages, in our music, in our television, in whatever we read, right? And over the last 30 years, things have become faster, especially with the expansion of the internet and the expansion of television, because then they were able to get this message instead of one-on-one in the pubes, right? When you were in at church, now we can get this message of violence and justified violence and all of this sex and um whew, anger out on a mass scale. Okay. So it's really, really important to realize that all of these things are happening for a reason. There's a reason why certain music videos have been put out this month. There's a reason for it. There's a reason why there's the promotion of feminism as simply sex, when feminism is not intended to be just a promotion and an advertising of the female body, but rather an appreciation for the female and the divine feminine. The divine feminine is not about sex and advertising of the feminine body and the objectification of the feminine body. The divine female is about the uplifting of love, the uplifting of nurturing motherly energy. That is what divine femininity is. So just putting out these videos, putting out these music videos, putting out these violent messages, all this fear tactic media, right? Everything, when you turn on the news, when you turn on anything, everything you're hearing, it's just constant programming of your subconscious mind. Okay, so it's really, really important. And you have to also be aware right now that a lot of spiritual healers that are shining the light on this, they are all of a sudden disappearing. Okay, they are disappearing. And I've told you guys from the beginning of January that there is a true danger to a lot of spiritual and holistic healers out there, because we are expressing the truth that the devil does not want people to know. Okay, no matter what religion you believe in, you have to understand, even if you are a Wiccan or you are a Native American spiritual healer, or you are a Christian witch or a Catholic witch or whatever, you have to realize that there is both a light and a darkness. And right now we are going through that spiritual warfare. And those spiritual healers that are working on the side of light are in extreme serious danger right now. Okay, there is a whole Instagram account dedicated to the random nonsensical disappearances of spiritual light workers and of holistic healers that are spreading truth. Okay, and I'm not just talking about them disappearing off of the internet. I'm talking about them disappearing or having suspicious deaths. Okay, so I'll say all of that to come to this. We are going through a great awakening, and now is the time of whether you are going to listen to your intuition and listen to the faith that God has put within you, or whether you are going to listen to the programming of what you are being programmed to believe is happening. Okay? Right now is the time to really sit down and say, okay, what do I believe in? Do I believe that if I have faith and I share love, that my life will be better? Or do I believe all of this programming of fear and death and violence and extreme sexuality, pedophilia messaging that we are getting? Because we have had celebrities that have made jokes about pedophilia and do not see the problem. They do not see the issue with why it's wrong to say or to make jokes about molesting children. Okay, so it's really important to be aware of who are you supporting. What is the energy that they're putting out in the world? Because when someone has a large following, they are influencing not just you, but they are influencing all of humanity and the vibration of humanity. And they are influencing our subconscious minds, and then they are influencing through our subconscious mind, influencing our magical core. Okay? Our magical core. Saying child trafficking is extremely real. Okay, I have friends who work in parts of the government that are fighting child trafficking. In Haiti alone, 300,000 children went missing last year no clue where they gone. In the world, in the world, the known number is 800,000 children. Okay. There are child labor slaves still in China. A lot of the products that we consume come from child labor, comes from child slavery, because we want to get things cheap. So what do? When we want to get things cheap, we buy things that are from countries that have no child labor laws, have things that have to do with child slavery. There are parts of Africa that still have laws that legalize slavery. So if we are going to be programmed to hate the white people that enslaved our ancestors, remember that we also had people in our own culture, in our own of our own skin tone, that sold us into slavery. Slavery was a business. It was a business model. It's not a good one. It's not a good one to this day, but slavery is still a business. It was a business that benefited both the purchaser and the seller of slaves. Okay? So we have to remember that. We have to remember that. And remember, the programming that we are receiving into our subconscious minds are going to go into our magical core. And if we're constantly receiving fear programming, if we're constantly receiving sickness programming, that's going directly into our magical core, which is going to project it into the physical realm. That is how it works. That is how all magic works. Anyone who knows Reiki knows that that's how it works. It starts with your subconscious mind, moves into your conscious mind, moves into your solar plexus, your magical core, and projects into the physical realm. Okay? So we have to remember that. So you guys have to also remember that you have powerful abilities. I'm bringing back my podcast. My podcast is going to be a little bit different. Now it's going to be a little bit more about how to utilize your own magical power, your own magical core consciously, so that you are able to make conscious changes into your life. However, you have to remember that the powering and empowering of your magical core starts with the empowering and with the protection of your subconscious mind. Remember, I've talked about this even when I spoke about hypnosis and how important hypnosis was, because hypnosis taps into your subconscious mind, okay? Your subconscious mind is able to retrieve information from your past self and from your future self. Okay, so you have to remember that, because everything starts in the subconscious. We are only aware of about 10 to 15% of what is stored in our pineal glands. Okay, we are constantly connected to the ancestral realm, to the astral realm, and that is why we dream. Many of us are like, why do we have dreams? No one understands why we have dreams. Dreams are not just messages. Dreams are a way for our subconscious mind to sort through information. If you think of our brains as a computer, which is why there are people out there that are trying to make our brains a computer, okay? Look it up. Bill Gates just patented a chip that will allow human movement to mine cryptocurrencies. Okay, so our movement, so he's going to chip us like a Fitbit. So as we move, and you can call me a conspiracy theorist if you want, look it up. The patent just came out where he patented the ability to mine cryptocurrency through human movement. Okay, so that's another form of slavery, using our bodies to make more money, to make him more money. Okay. And we are power sources. We are computers. And where did the idea of a computer come from? It came from a human brain. Okay. God created the most powerful computer, and it was the human brain. It was the human body. Okay. And I'm also going to be speaking on my podcast about how to empower your human body, because your human body is made up of the 5 elements of nature, and it's so important, and it all starts in the subconscious mind. Okay? So remember, above all, if you don't remember anything else from this live, protect your subconscious mind. Remember, would you like to see in your physical realm what you put in your subconscious mind? Okay? Because eventually you will see it. You will see it manifest. Remember that our bodies and the universe responds to vibrations. So whatever vibration we're in, if our vibration is excited, if our vibration is positive, if our vibration is love, then we will receive more of that. But if we are constantly filling it with vibrations, like we could be doing like a lot of work, a lot of spiritual and mental and physical and spiritual, all this work to bring positive things into our lives, but yet we're still listening to like angry rap or something, and then we wonder why none of our manifestations are happening. Okay? We need to remember that music, be careful of the music you choose. That's how you protect your subconscious mind. Be careful of the music you choose because it puts you into a hypnosis state. Be careful of the information you absorb, okay? Be careful of the information you absorb from media, from television, from books, from whatever it is that you are receiving into your subconscious mind. I'm not saying that you can't live life and enjoy things, but there has to be a balance to everything. There has to be a balance to things. And you have to realize that because the beings of darkness know that the human brain can be very programmed through content, through visionary and auditory content, they are going to abuse that power. Okay, that power of being able to hypnotize us is going to be abused. It's not a conspiracy theory, it is spiritual fact. So look it up, do your own research, look up research hypnosis today. Research quantum hypnosis and you'll see what I'm talking about. Quantum physics talks about the connection between spiritual and physical realms, right? So look up quantum physics, look up quantum hypnosis, okay? Look up all of these things, because then you'll see how important it is to protect your subconscious mind. Because all magic starts in the subconscious mind. The other things that we add, such as herbs or crystals or oils or candles, all of those are ways to unify the focus of our subconscious mind to create in this physical realm. Okay? So I'm going to leave you with that message. I hope that you learned something beneficial today. Remember, you have a magical core, and it's important to protect that magical core by protecting your subconscious mind, what you put into it, what you put out of it, what you speak out of it as well. Pay attention to your dreams. We are going through the biggest time in history of spiritual shifts, okay? Pay attention to your dreams. The veil is falling. Many people who are asleep are waking up, and those who have been awake for a long time are going to have the responsibility to help lead those who are lost into the light. Okay? Many blessings to you, and I hope that this helped you in some way. This will be posted on my YouTube channel if you want to rewatch the message from the beginning, as long as Instagram allows me to save the video. So have a blessed day. Bye-bye.